All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. Appreciate your efforts to kind of playtest. This is the Tron Genesys theme. This will be the official first playtest. So you guys are the initial people that can definitely give me some feedback here. So do you guys want to just take a second and maybe just introduce yourself and introduce your character? We can probably just write down the character list right here. So let's start with Ballista.
Cool, right. So I'm a Cyrealist, or you call me Josh, that's fine. Whichever works. And my character is Ballista. She is a next generation security program created by Kevin Flynn for the grid.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, let's go to DevNull.
All right. Hi, I'm Matt, also known as Dat Matt. You've probably seen me around on the Genesys and Unbound Legends servers, although on Unbound Legends I go by the features I would desperately like to see tags in Wiki, as is the zeitgeist there. I will be playing DevNull, who is an old school program. Anyone with computers, specifically Linux, is probably familiar with this, but it's a garbage cleanup place that all the old data that your programs just throw away, it's got to go somewhere, and DevNull cleans that up.
Nice. Cool. Let's hear about Patch.
Patch is an ISO who is very nervous about being caught in another purge. So tries to keep the fact that he is an ISO to himself, and is not very good at that, mostly by trying to put armbands and other things over his glowing tattoo on his arm. A day, he repairs the recognizers that go and hunt various ne'er-do-wells of the grid. He does that trying to, if he knows what they're doing, then he'll have a better chance of avoiding them in the future.
Perfect. Okay, and last, is that Scandal? Scan.dl?
Yes, Scandal is correct. Hi, my name is Craig. So Scandal is a user who works for the company as a software tester. As is typical for QA people, asked a lot of questions, and one day asked one question too many. The product manager decided the best solution was to remove Scandal from the equation by sending him onto the grid. Scandal realized what has happened and is also well aware of the fact that from the grid it will be so much easier for me to uncover the various system bugs and inefficiencies and problems. And all I need to do is two things. One, get a hold of one of the other testers to say, I'm in here, tell me what you need me to test. And the other thing I need access to is direct access to the bug reporting database so that I can file bugs from within the system, and then I will be unstoppable.
Nice.
So Scandal's totally fine with being trapped in the grid. No rush to leave.
Okay, awesome. Sounds great. And I'm Joris, or Jeff. I'll be the GM tonight. I'm one of the three developer / designer that works on RPG sessions. But yeah, I'm really excited to play test this. It was a few years ago that I think from the Order 66 podcast was going to start working on a Tron theme, and I was super excited. For whatever reason, I don't think it just ever happened, and so this past year I've kind of taken it upon myself to kind of initiate it, and I've got a lot of other help from you guys and some others. So thanks for just doing this. It'll just be a free download once we get it all done and wrapped up. But hopefully we'll have some fun playing on the grid tonight. Well, we will go ahead and start our adventure. I'm assuming we're going to have all you guys know each other. You guys all live in Gallium City. Gallium City is a city in a far off corner of the grid, further away than Argon City, even further away than Tron City. kind of nestled in some far reaches of the grid. You guys all live there, doing your jobs and your occupation. Recently, there's been a lot more militaristic activity in Gallium. More recognizers are coming in and keeping Patch occupied, but just a lot of rumors are starting to fly around about this person that you know as Clue that's been starting to, from what you've heard, starting to take over different parts of the grid. So you guys, it's evening. You guys are all together at the local, I guess you would say the sports energy drink nightclub. You can kind of see a little image right here of a little nightclub. You know, the music's pumping. There's some hyperball or what's also called the ring game. Some of those courts behind, you know, there's music, there's dancing, there's drinking. People having a good time. You guys are there. Just a common place you guys like to go to after work and hang out for a bit. What are your characters doing right now?
Ballista is, she's sitting down at one of the booths, drinking her cup of energy. Usually in places like this, even after work, I mean, she's technically always working, and because she is a security monitor, people always kind of give her a space to herself. They don't want to really mess with her too much, so she's just chilling, watching, looking for any trouble.
Okay. So Ballista's hanging out, just taking some drinks in a booth. Okay. Anybody with her, or what else? What is everybody else doing?
I'd say Scandal sitting with her.
Okay.
The places like this in the grid just blow my mind, right? Like, I think about but is this optimized? Is this efficient? Like, how does this impact the user's experience of the system in the real world? And I know from the real world it all works so efficiently, and yet this is still going on in the background. I just stare at spaces like this, and it's just like blowing my mind, and I can't really think of anything to say beyond amazing, as I'm just like slowly sipping this energy drink.
Nice. Now, do you think do your other buddies here know that Scandal is a user, or is that something you've kind of kept to yourself?
I think for within the group, I think it would be fair to say I've probably let it slip, but I try to keep it, on the down low. I don't, mostly because as a tester, I wouldn't want to color the performance of things around me. But for the people that know me directly, it would be almost impossible for me to completely hide that I'm an actual user. So I've vetted this group in a sense, and I feel like, all right, they can know what I really am. But anybody else that I interact with, I don't want to start with, I'm a user, because then they'll behave differently, and then that's not an accurate test anymore.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we got Ballista and Scandal sitting in a booth.
Dev Null is, he slides in with a energy drink in his hand, and whenever he has an opportunity, you notice picking up like spent coasters and other little bits that other programs are leaving around. Sometimes all these fucking it's a sort of an OCD something. It's compulsively picking up trash.
Gotta get the trash.
Yeah, just cleaning up.
But not with any sort of effort, just like reaching out and grabbing things.
Okay.
Putting them in his pocket. They never seem to fill up.
Okay, perfect.
Patch is probably sitting absentmindedly in the booth as well, watching any of the racing events that might be broadcast in there.
Okay. So
totally judging their vehicle usage.
So maybe off to the side we got some views of some light cycle races going on. Patches enjoying that. So as you're sitting there in these booths, enjoying some drinks, watching the festivities, being amazed, at just how everything is, and keeping an eye on those races and other games that are going on. A friend of yours, you see, enters the bar, kind of catches a glimpse of you, and he gives you just like hey, from across the room, and just kind of gives you like, I'll be with you guys in a second. It's It's a friend of yours. Mathis is his name. A friend that you sometimes see also in this sports bar. You see him, and he's just kind of talking with a few groups of people off to the side. As he does that, he like shifts over to another group on the other side of the dance floor, and starts talking to them a little bit. Finally, he after a little bit, he comes over to your table and it's just like, hey everybody, do you mind if I sit with you programs?
Pull up a chair.
Sweet. Oh, as he starts talking, you start noticing his concern a little bit with a lot of these rumors and stuff that's been going on with Clue taking over different sectors and stuff like that in other parts of the grid. And he just kind of leans over to you guys. He's like, have you guys heard of what's going on at in Tron City and Argon City?
Yes.
I mean, it's just messed up, right? I mean, I've been hearing that people are being sent to games and they're being derezzed right in the games. Have you ever seen anybody derezzed?
No, but I mean, surely that's not permanent, right?
I've derez programs.
You've derez programs? Well, I guess that's kind of maybe part of your job, huh?
Yes. And then she looks over to Scandal. She's like, "It is indeed permanent."
Well,
Yeah, they always leave a mess behind.
Death games, I don't know about that, but Clue is system administrator, so I'm sure he has a good reason for all this.
No, it just, and he kind of looks around for a minute and kind of really leans in, waits for a moment as the music starts to kind of build up, so it kind of muffles what he's about to tell you, and he's like, "Well, I've got to tell you something here." And then suddenly, as he is about to lay in some kind of juicy tidbit to you guys, you hear a scream off to the side. The music kind of dies down for a second from it, and one of the groups that was off to the side where Mathis just came from shows a couple of the programs over there starting to just convulse in really weird ways. There's a few programs that they get up from this group, and they suddenly just wipe everything off their table. Their lines, their colored lines that are usually like blues and greens, suddenly turn this really sickly yellow. Their arms and neck just kind of start to creak and crack and just become really abnormal. They suddenly start to attack some of the other programs that are nearby. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative right now.
I'm assuming with vigilance.
Yeah, let's do vigilance.
we just pick the skill and do the roll.
Yes, yep, I've got the initiative on. So yeah,
Right.
just pick the skill and give it a roll. Okay, I think that's everybody. We will go ahead and have all four of you can take a chance to go first. Right now, they're at medium range. You're kind of in the center, we'll say, of this nightclub. So they're off to the side, just about medium range away right now.
You said it was two?
Looks like there's three.
Three?
Now that are getting up and starting to cause some mayhem. Yep.
I don't want to take an action, but as an incidental, I just look at the system monitor. Like, I think this is all you.
I can buff with leadership check, inspiring rhetoric, if you all prefer that I go first and give you an action. Give you some buffs.
Sure, if you want to.
All right. So as the action starts to happen, Dev Null, who's seen a little bit of everything, stands from the table and steps kind of back a little bit to provide a little bit of space from between himself and the affected, inflicted programs. He says, we need to contain them and contain them now. So I will make a leadership check to hopefully give you all some buff. Okay, 2 successes, 1 advantage. So with that,
Look at that.
for each success the check generates, one ally within short range heals 1 strain I should have read the second sentence. This would have been a lot cooler if we'd already used strain. So yeah, and you can't. There's no accounting for reading. So he says that you feel inspired, I guess. But it doesn't really do anything for you.
Well, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and why don't you, instead of for just this time, go ahead and give someone maybe a boost, or is it just one person per success, or?
Yeah, for each success the check generates, one ally can heal one strain. So I think for the advantage, it would certainly be within the realm of possibility to pass a boost to the very next person to act.
And let's go ahead just with that too. Go ahead and give another boost to someone specific.
All right. And now that is something that I'm not familiar with doing via RPG sessions.
Yeah. So little items over here. If you click on it, you can pass dice to someone. And when you pass dice, you would just click on the dice and say pass it, and then that person has that dice.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So,
and you can remove it as well.
All right. So who wants to go next?
I think Bliss will probably go next. I'll take the next slot here.
Okay. I'll pass a boost on there. I'll pass a boost on to. How many did you say I was going to have? 2?
Yeah. Let's just say for right now you can do 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Given that Ballista is probably the one that's going to do the most containment, I'll pass 2 boosts that way.
Okay.
Sweet.
First slot is taken. Who would like to go next?
All right. Well, Ballista, seeing this, she's going to gently set down her drink, and as we'll maneuver, she's going to take out her disc, and she'll say something along the lines of, "I hate corrupted data," or something like that. Viruses. I was like, this is why I never stopped working.
Always working.
No rest for the wicked.
And I'm going to throw my disc at them.
Okay.
And you said they were medium range?
Medium range, yep. No defense on that, so.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
Nice.
Woo.
So it looks like 9 damage.
Alright. 9 damage, and because I have the precision throw talent, the disc comes right back to my hand.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. We have Ahsoka 3, so we'll mark them down. You toss that over at the nearest one. Looks like it almost takes one down just with your single throw. But it's looking pretty beat up. It kind of jars for a second like this after the hit. It has little pixels, now falling from his shoulder where it got hit. He's looking pretty bad. But, okay. So we'll go to the next slot.
I'm good to go, or I can go last.
You go ahead and I'll go last.
Okay, so with the system monitor up and moving straight into the action, I would assume hopefully they're drawing the attention. There's still probably a pretty decent sized crowd sprinting for various exits and whatnot. So I'm going to try and get lost in the crowd, at least in terms of these viruses. So I want to make a stealth check with the goal being, if I can get hidden enough, maybe sneak up behind one and hack its disc and see what's going on.
Yeah, it. Sounds good.
So I'll start with the stealth.
Okay, and go ahead and take a boost, since it is pretty crowded and people are starting to go all over the place. I think that'll give you a little bit of cover too.
Difficulty?
Let's go ahead and just do a 1 purple.
Sweet.
Oh,
gotta love Genesys.
Okay. Sweet. All right. So what happens here?
I get into the crowd, but unfortunately, I'm still trying to go against the direction of the run, so I don't really disappear into the crowd. But there's so many other programs between me and the viruses that them attacking me would be much more difficult. So I would use the the advantage there to give them setback dice.
Okay.
And maybe it's just that the crowd is jostling them so much now they're having a hard time attacking at all. So we'll give them setback dice.
Okay. For all 3 advantages, two setback dice. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and the last PC slot.
All right.
And people are still running around, and they've already started jumping on a few programs of nearby. So yep.
Got to be some rebels in here somewhere.
Patch is definitely not a big fighter, and especially if somebody's infected like that. So he's gonna pull out his disc and just try to not hide, but kind of stay back from them, perhaps playing defensively, even.
Okay. So you got your disc.
Yeah, it's definitely interested in what happened to them to cause them to become infected. So he's not like hiding, he's just kind of not sure what's happening.
Okay. You want to take like what is that? A guarded stance? Is that for a maneuver? You can take a guarded stance. Any kind of melee?
Yeah. Let's do a guarded stance. You don't roll that. That just adds to defense, right?
Right. Yep. Anybody that would attack you gets a setback.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Preparing for trouble. Not looking for it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so these, it's their turn. So they start noticing Ballista as she just tossed and almost took out one of them. They're going to have this kind of rage come over them and just start heading right towards Ballista. So they're going to just take 2 maneuvers to just get right up into Ballista's face. That'll be their turn. Oh, you know what? We didn't do any destiny points here too, so we should have...
4 and 1. Yeah.
4 and 1, is that correct? Does anybody else have anything where they get to have an extra destiny point or anything at the beginning? I don't think there was a rule like that. Okay, cool. As all this is happening, and now Ballista's got these 3 crazed kind of programs just rushing right at her. Off to the other side of the nightclub, suddenly more screams over on that side, and you look over and you see 3 more programs off to the side over there suddenly standing up from their booth, starting to wail as people start to scatter away from them, and another group appears. And I'm gonna roll their initiative real quick here. Okay, looks like they're hanging out the back as well. Okay, so now we've got a group that's engaged with Ballista. We got another group off to the side here that again is about medium range. They're starting to make some havoc.
By chance, did Mathis talk to that group on his way in the door? Or
he did. You did see him seem to talk with some people over there and some other people over here, near where these infected programs are starting to show up.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can take this first slot if anyone doesn't mind.
Go for it.
Well, seeing that Ballista is engaged with these corrupted programs, she is going to, with her free hand, she is going to reach for her leg, and her baton will materialize, and she'll take it out, flip it, and she is going to res her light sword as an incidental with quick res.
Nice.
And I'm going to take a second maneuver to aim, and I will swipe at these corrupted programs with my light sword.
Cool.
Then I also will get a boost from multiple opponents in a group. Alright.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow, Ballista's going to town on him.
Yeah, somebody's getting wrecked.
So let's see here. So we've got 10 damage.
Yep, 10 with Pierce 2. Yep.
That's brutal.
So Ballista first finishes off the one that was looking pretty bad. Then turns to the next one, takes that one out as well, and starts to lay in on the last one. You've got some advantages and triumphs, and 2 of them, have turned to to little bit cubes right in front of you and your friends here. What would you like to do with your triumph and advantage?
With the triumph, I'm going to go ahead and crit to take out that last one.
Okay.
Just finish these guys up here. And then with the 2 advantages, I'm actually going to recover a point of strain and pass on the boost die to the next PC.
Perfect. All right. So with that triumph, you take out the last one. So just in one awesome move, you go through and you take out this whole group. All right. Next PC slot. Now you've just got the other group that's off to the side over here, about medium range.
So, as I understand it, Dev Null is still standing close to Mathis.
Correct.
Can I take an incidental just to yell to Dev Null, grab Mathis?
Yeah, you bet.
All right.
Mathis seems to just be freaking out as well. He's kind of near you guys in the booth and just looked like he was trying to crawl over the booth to get away, but he's kind of freaking out as well. But yeah, you can definitely do that.
All right. I can go next. You shout out for me to seize him. So, of course, Dev Null pulls out his light baton, or his baton as an incidental, and activates it. It's a staff, kind of, but there's a broom attachment on the end of it. But that's what he does. So he instantly wields his Tron-esque broom and holds the broom end to Mathis and says, "Hold very still and don't move."
I can imagine those bristles are just like little light beams, or something.
Yeah, crackling with cleanup energy. And he'll take a defensive stance as a maneuver, but that's all he's gonna do.
Okay. Go ahead and give me maybe a leadership check or maybe coercion, either one, to see if Mathis will remain here.
I wonder if I could phrase it in a way that it would be a charm check.
Okay.
Doesn't seem likely. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just because I'm good at charm.
Yes, if you stay with us, we can protect you.
Aha, yeah. Hold still. I think you got something on you. Okay. Yeah, try that. Okay, yeah, I've got a couple pieces of gear. The Smooth Talker code and the Smooth Talker social upgrades, so I would add a boost die to that. So I would make a charm check. Boom.
Okay. And remind me, charm goes off of is it discipline?
For him, I think it's it would be opposed. Would be his discipline.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
His discipline. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. So just 3 purples.
All right. So let me put charm and plus this, and then 3 purples, and that's my pool.
And Ballista's blue.
That's good. I get one of those. That's good. And let's see. There was Smooth Talker code. I know one of them gives me an upgrade, the boost. I thought I clicked that in there. Okay, I think that's probably good. Boom. Okay. Seems like
nice.
He wants to stay very still for me. And I'll pass a boost on with that advantage to the next PC slot.
Yep. And Mathis, as you hold the kind of broom up to him, he just realizes, yes, you guys are my best chance to survive this, especially after watching Ballista just take out a whole bunch of them. So he's like, yeah, save me. And he kind of huddles behind you guys. Okay, awesome. 3rd slot, I think we're at now.
I would like to move over and inspect Mathis. All the yelling about catching him and all of that, I'm curious if he has brought some unclean code in, and that's what's causing the infection.
Sounds good. So you'll probably want his disc then to kind of analyze it or something?
Would that be a perception of him?
You could do a perception, just a visual, on how he looks. If you want to actually try to get into his code, you could do a medicine check to kind of, get inside his code.
Well, Patch's first thought would be to open him up with his wrench and take a look at his data disk, but this doesn't seem like the time or place to start cracking into that kind of thing.
And that is something you can totally do. You can take that wrench and hook it up to a data disk as well. So that's an option. But yep.
I think I'll wait till we're less pressured for being punched. So he'll just do a regular visual perception of him, see if he notices anything.
Okay. We're gonna do a difficulty of just a purple, but with a black, a setback as well. Just with the chaos that's kind of going on, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to really get a good look. But one purple, one black.
Sounds good. Did anybody have any boost die they passed on, or is that?
Yes, there was one.
All right, I'm gonna grab that. Well, that is a roll.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So, I see Mathis. That I definitely do.
So as you're looking at Mathis, just initially you don't seem to see anything that you would pinpoint as abnormal. You know, he some of the other infected programs that are starting to run around, you know, they're starting to really kind of show the infection visually on their suits and you know, with their arms. But Mathis doesn't seem to have any kind of visual cue. So, but with that triumph, I'll let you. Any thoughts on what you want to do with that triumph?
I'd love to take it as an upgrade for my next check.
Sounds like a plan. I definitely don't see anything special on Mathis, but I do happen to notice something across the room and yell out. That would be helpful.
Okay, now that sounds good. And I'll tie this in with that triumph too. You just get maybe a sense too that you'd probably need to get into his code to really see if there's something that's going on. Maybe just the visual aspect. He doesn't have any symptoms visually, but if you really wanted to take a deeper look, you'd probably have to get into his disc. But I'll tack that on with that triumph, as well as giving that upgrade to the next person or whoever you want.
Sounds good.
Fourth slot.
Okay. So I rush back over to the now covered and de-disked Mathis and Devnol, and I ask Patch if I can see the disc. I take Mathis's disc and I look around real quick. Nobody seems to be paying too terribly close attention to us, hopefully. And I do the user thing, and I access the code, his program's code on his disc. And I'm going to run a heal routine to restore his code to a previous safe build. Call it a health check, and make sure that there's nothing weird going on. And even if there is, it should purge it back to the last known safe build. So let's see, so that's coding, and then it gets upgraded once. The difficulty is 2 purples, as I understand it. 1 because it's healing, +1 for the restoration.
Okay. And let's go ahead and add a setback too. Again, just with the chaos that's going on,
Sure.
Might make it a little bit more difficult to do what you're trying to do. And you guys need to start using some destiny points so I can, flip them at you too.
It's always better for the players to
I'm hoarding.
GM.
Just hoarding the whole time.
Well,
Right,
fine.
so-
I'll if you haven't rolled it yet, I'll use that last one to upgrade.
So that would upgrade the purple to a red.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, here we go. Oh, I can't look. Mother pus buckets.
Oh,
So close.
well, let's see.
Okay.
here.
So
Yeah, let's go.
I start trying to go through his code, but I figure either I didn't do something right or something's blocking me. I'm not sure which, but regardless, the idea of holding this guy's disc any longer than necessary is a bad idea. So I'm like, I can't find it. I chuck the disc out of my hands back towards Mathis, and I take a good 5-foot step backwards away from him.
Yeah, so you weren't able to get in there for whatever reason. You just weren't able to get in there. Maybe it's the time. Maybe it's something else. But you do have a couple advantages. Any thoughts on what you want to do with those advantages?
Oh yeah, that's the maneuver away.
Okay, so you'll take that
Yeah.
maneuver. Okay, gotcha. All right, last slot here for these infected people. They start to actually lay into some programs around them for their maneuver, and they're just going to engage with one of them and just start slashing in on just a program that's near them over there. Okay.
They're dead now. They're dead now.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
okay.
I'm glad that was a random NPC.
Right.
I mean, poor random NPC.
Yeah, it was Clue.
Background characters and
As you see these infected programs start just slashing in onto another program, gets them on the ground, and you can see that this guy starts to get injured very, very badly. Cut marks and claw marks all over him. With that triumph, though, I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to say that, the group that was over here that was charging Ballista, that Ballista took out, as they were attacking some other people over there or something, I'm going to have another infected group appear nearby with that triumph.
it's spreading.
Okay, so we will have them, and I'll just go ahead and add them to the end here as well. The ones that are appearing off to the side over here are just within short range of kind of where you guys were sitting.
It
Huh.
seems like Ballista's got the bit womping part down without our help. Do you feel like you have Mathis under control? Like, my concern is that the corrupted bits might be able to infect others, and I might need to clean them up. The derez bits from we don't know. So I think ideally, I think I've convinced Mathis to stay and let you look at him. So I want to take my broom and move through and try and keep uninfected programs away from the infected code and clean up the bits and kind of sweep them along. And the way I envision this happening is they're just little three-dimensional pixels that go away anyway, so my broom just aids in the process of that happening. So Dev Null is gonna say, everyone stand back, stay calm, get out of the way, stay away from this. He doesn't want to invoke any more panic that's already there. Try and be a calming influence, and sweeps some of the pixels into a pile, and his broom slowly derezzes the derezed into nothingness from the first bit, and he's making his way over to the second bunch of people. But it doesn't, I could try and make a leadership check to get people to get away from them in an orderly fashion to leave the club.
Yeah.
And actually contribute more than just narrative haha. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds great. Yeah, go ahead and do a leadership check. Let's just make it an average.
All right.
Let's go ahead and add a setback on that too, just because of the loud screaming and stuff that's going on. You'll have to make sure you get over the loudness there.
Right. I don't have anything that makes me loud other than I have a command outfit, but that doesn't come equipped with a loudspeaker. So, and the smooth talker code, it's probably at a lower volume. It's meant for like whispering to people and whatnot. So, yeah.
We got to get your voxel vacuum that looks like a broom, a microphone, loudspeaker augment.
So
Ooh.
apparently nobody gives a crap what I say. But
Well, think about it. The panic has set in. They can't think.
Right, yeah, there's no controlling them at this point. And I'll say with the one advantage is that I do attract the attention of some of the infected to the point where they'll have a setback on their next check. So I'm going to pass a dices to them.
And is this the group that's short range? That was
Sure.
short range?
Is that Group A or Group B?
We'll say that was Group B.
Okay, so they'll have a setback now because I'm sweeping up and moving when everyone's trying to move away. I'm moving towards them.
Yep.
Not into encounter range, but I think that's inevitable at this point.
It was at the moment you were about ready to just start telling people, okay, let's just move out in an orderly fashion. You know, right about that moment, someone kicked the music up, and
Daft
it just
Punk
drowned
did
it. Just, yeah.
Two DJs in the corner just like, we don't care. Pump it up.
They look at each other and nod and kick in to high gear.
Right. They're like, okay.
Come on, guys.
They look at Ballista and is like, you got this. Okay, so that was the first slot. We'll go to the next slot here.
I'll take it here. Seeing that things aren't calming down, and seeing that the medium range group just like laid into some poor innocent program, Ballista is not very happy. Her program would not allow her to be happy about this. Very upset, in fact. It's not orderly. It's not a stable grid. It's not good. So she is going to take two maneuvers here to engage with the medium range group as she runs across the bar and just like flips over in the middle of them, and she will slash them with her sword.
Cool. So this will be the Group A here. So okay, cool. Just as you're getting. Oh, what was that?
And I will flip a story point to give me an upgrade, because why not?
Sounds great.
We have them. Might as well spend them.
Yes.
It's always a slippery slope.
All right.
Yeah.
And this was your light sword, right?
Yep, light sword.
Okay, and it has a Pierce 2.
Yes, Pierce 2.
Okay, so you will take out one of them.
Alrighty, and with the three advantages, I will go ahead and crit take out a second one.
Okay, sounds groovy. Okay, yeah. So you start to lay into this group, make this really cool acrobatic move, land in the middle of them, go through and take out two of them with some awesome moves. Almost as cool as the sweep moves, but
Sweet moves or sweep moves? Sweep moves?
The sweep moves. And let's see, the three advantages, you have to remind me, is that a crit on that sword 3?
Yep, it's a crit of 3.
Okay, perfect. So that was Ballista. We now have got third slot here. We got one infected program engaged with Ballista now. The rest have been derezzed into little pixel cubes. Off to the side over here, we got this other group that is still, I guess, within about short range of where you initially were sitting.
I can go.
Yeah, go for it.
I can go. So I wasn't able to get into Mathis' disc. Instead, I decide, just in case this guy's an actual problem. Basically, Mathis, as I understand it, is still in the booth we were in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just kind of like subtly kneel down, touch the floor, and erect a barrier around the booth to create a sanctuary, isolating him from the rest of the room in case he's somehow still spreading this. We don't know if it's him or not, but just better safe than sorry. And that would at least give time to control things, hopefully. So let's hope that
sounds
might
good.
come in. And then I'll do the evil bad idea and take a story point unless people object. And then that's going to be 3 purples. 1 for the base difficulty, +2 for creating a sanctuary around the individual.
Cool. I like it.
I think that's everything. Okay. Code, don't fail me now. Code, you failed me for the last time.
Oh no.
That's it.
Worst user ever.
I'm a tester, not a programmer.
Kevin Flynn is way better than you.
I
Who
would
said
hope
that?
so. He'd better. Man, I always knew this shit was hard, but good grief.
Had a semicolon, that's why. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's in C, not C++.
C#. Oh man.
Get out of here.
So I know something that Dallas likes to do when we play Genesys together is he likes to, when there's a wash, you can take the wash, we can move on, or if you want, we can just escalate, where you would upgrade one of your, do the same roll, but you upgrade one of the greens to a yellow, one of the purples to a red. Totally a homebrew rule. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Would you like to try the same roll again? Just escalate it. You don't have to suffer strain again. It's just kind of a fun way to say, hey, it's a wash. Let's try that again. But totally up to you.
That's an interesting mechanism. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
So that makes this extra.
Yeah.
Is that,
I think that's red dice.
I mean, what could go wrong?
Right?
Right. Let's just see that despair. Let's see the despair.
There we go. Well,
Hey, okay.
So I get the barrier up this time. Damn it, semicolons. And then the barrier, the sanctuary comes up around Mathis. But I suppose that in the process, well, you get to spend the threat realistically. But I would just imagine that I'm probably so focused in on actually trying to get this damn code working that I'm not very aware of my surroundings at the moment.
I think that sounds great. In fact, let's see, with those threat...
And I do have to take the 2 more strain, so I should be at 4 strain total for the coding.
Right. Okay. Let's just do this. How about for 2 of those threat? I'm going to give a boost to those infected programs that are nearby. So we'll just do that. As they see you and they suddenly become very aware that that's who he's got her back to us or something, and they're gonna. They're not actually saying that. Yep. They're saying something more like like that. So. And yep, with that last threat, go ahead and take just 1 more strain as you were really nervous as you tried to get that barrier up the first time, and it's like, that semicolon. Okay, now it's up. And so yeah, we'll just do that. Last PC slot, we got 1 infected program over by Ballista, and we still have the 3 that are short range from the booth that Scandal just did a protective shield around.
Yep. So I see them going towards him from him concentrating far too much on his programming. Took way longer than it should have, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
He said he was a user at one point. I don't know anymore.
I estimated 1 story point. It was 3.
So I'll use my data disk and try and hit them at range, as that sounds like the safest bet, is staying back here while they attack.
Sounds great. All right, so you're throwing your disc at them?
Yep.
Cool. Short range. Yep. And let's do this too. I probably should have done this at the beginning. Let's go ahead and add a setback because of the crowd. Sometimes you would do an upgrade, if you were trying to shoot at an ally or something like that, but we'll just do a setback with that purple.
I'm going to spend a story point because I am terrible at throwing my disc.
Remember to keep your eyes open when you throw.
And these guys have the boost to their attack, but do they have a setback for...
They'll have a setback as well, added to their own attack too. Yep.
Okay. So, well, I'm going to use that advantage to get my disc back.
Cool. It was a good effort.
Yep, I am a fighter, guys. So
Ballista would be impressed.
Yep. Nobody noticed I even threw my disc.
It's a good effort.
All right, cool. So yeah, you toss your disc at him. Aim is just a little ways off, but it does come back to your hand. You still have 1 advantage left. Do you have any strain you want to heal, or do you want to pass a boost to someone, or what do you want to do with that advantage?
I will throw It takes 2 for a setback, right?
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm good if you wanted to throw another setback at them. That's fine.
I'll just throw a setback at them as they just kind of took a half step back from my whiff.
All right, sounds good. Finally, these things are gonna maybe get to attack the PCs here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and start with the one over engaged with Ballista. They are going to just take a swipe at Ballista, the best this person can. And Ballista, do you have any defenses?
I believe. See, I don't have my armor rest. I just have the disc. So I guess 1 melee defense. Yeah, that's it.
Sounds good. Okay, here we go. Oh, that
Yes.
is sad.
Thank you, defense.
Very sad. Okay.
This is the best GM rolling ever.
Right.
Now I know how my players feel.
All right, so this program, you just take out two of its buddies. It turns to you and starts to swipe just with these kind of weird elongated finger claws now. You're able to just dodge them and block them away. As you're doing this, though, you're finding it really hard as this is just kind of these savage swipes, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you a setback on your next check.
Sure thing.
I'll go ahead and pass that to you. Okay, and meanwhile, on the other side, as was it Patch that just threw that disc at that group? Now, is Patch in the shield as well, or was he outside? I guess he'd have to have been outside.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
outside. The sanctuary is only around Mathis.
Okay. All right. So yeah, these things are going to start charging at Patch. So they're going to get spinning a maneuver to get engaged with Patch, and then they are going to engage with you like that. Okay.
Mistakes were made.
Any upgrades? Do you want to upgrade their difficulty at all or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Ooh.
Oof.
That's gonna hurt a lot.
Yep.
Look at that.
Patch, we
Okay.
barely knew you.
Okay, so that's weird.
Damage should just be whatever their brawl strength
Yes.
stat is.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
+1 for the extra success.
So I actually add the 2 successes plus their
Yeah.
2 bronze, so that's 4. So that's 4 damage to Patch. Do you soak that up?
Do you soak that?
You do. Sweet. Okay. Well, then I can't use that triumph to crit you. So we'll do this instead. I guess first of all with that threat, as they start to kind of just wail in on you, their own ferocity, kind of gets the better of them as well, and some of them starts to scratch and bump each other, and so I'm just going to give them a strain, which is technically a wound. And then with that triumph, oh man, let's see.
They could have me pinned or something like that.
Have another group of infected pop up from a different attack, one of the other civilians.
Oh my god, no. I thought minion groups couldn't spend triumph.
I think they can spend it.
They
So
probably can.
yeah.
Yeah, they can.
Well, I'll just do this.
They can
Just
spend.
be
They just
trying
can't.
to
They
hack
just
the
can't spend
Yeah.
strain. That's what they can't spend.
Yep. Well, let's just do this. I'm going to, as they're laying in on you, Patch, we're going to give you an upgrade to your difficulty on your next check
Sounds good.
with that triumph, as they got you kind of pinned down and swiping at you.
Okay.
Still got Ballista with 1. We've got Patch with 3 of them on him. Devnol is sweeping the floor, dancing with his broom a little bit, maybe.
Just trying to keep the beat and calm people down, The only way he knows how. Well, for what I was going to do this turn, I don't know if you want me to go first, but I was going to try and get in there and give Patch a hand, but it feels like Ballista would probably be a lot better at that than I would be. A lot better.
That
Have
just so you guys know too, at the start, that one program that got attacked by those 3 that are now almost all derezzed by Ballista. That program's kind of on the floor, just reeling in pain, but no instant signs that you're seeing an infection yet manifesting. Okay, so we got 4 PC slots here.
I'll take it again. I'll try to finish off this last infected program that I'm engaged with. Let's see. I have the setback. And I will take maneuver to aim, because why not?
Why not?
And this with my light sword again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you were going to take out this last one without any problem.
Cool. And with the advantages, I'm going to use 2 of those to give me a free maneuver, a second maneuver here, so that I can move closer to the last group of infected programs. And I will also recover a point of strain and pass on a boost to whoever goes next.
Awesome. So you clean up that that last group that was over there, and there is one last group that is engaged with Patch right now, swiping at him. And so, Ballista, you say you kind of move over to be engaged as well?
Yeah,
Or
we're
within
supposed to
short.
yeah, because it'd be medium from you. Yeah, so move to short
Okay.
range of them.
Okay.
I'll go since I'm right next to Patch.
Okay.
I'll spend my maneuver concentrating to maintain the barrier, and then I'll just kick one of the viruses off of Patch. I believe you, Ballista, gave out a boost die.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
going to be in dire need of said boost die. And it's 2 purple for melee.
Correct. Yep.
Says the guy that's geniomed this system for 2 years straight.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. All right.
What's that movie? I
So
don't know.
yeah. Oh, did I? No, I don't. Okay, here we go. God damn.
Wow.
Worst user ever. All right, so I try to kick this virus off. Its head like snaps up in that weird awkward way as my foot comes towards it. The hand twists up in this odd direction and catches my foot, and I will assume it doesn't knock me on my butt, but because do they have any defense?
They don't. Nope.
Okay. Do they have a weapon?
They don't. In fact, as
They're
they've been
just their claws?
attacking, yeah, they've got this kind of elongated fingers now that they've just been using. They haven't even been touching their discs.
Okay. So I'll use or 2 of the advantage is to yank my foot back from it and step away, because clearly I should make room, because I would imagine I can see Ballista coming in out of my periphery, so I'd make room for Ballista to do what needs to be done, and that I'll spend the last remaining one to drop a strain. I tried. Sorry, Patch.
I tried.
I do my best.
Ballista's the one you really want anyway. Yeah.
Want to go
Okay,
next,
cool.
Patch, or you want me to weigh in my
I was
feeling?
gonna try swatting them off of me, see if I'm any better up close than trying to throw a disc. Swing away at them. We got some melee, we got some upgrade. They have anything else going on?
No, they don't.
Alright. I am doing that against them.
Wow.
Yep.
I fear Ay.
Well, I don't injure myself more, but I definitely get all of their attention, and I will pass on that attention-grabbing boost die to our last PC.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Devnell looks up from the sweeping and sees that Patch is in trouble, and everyone's trying to get these infected programs off of him. He takes a second and puffs his broom up. I'm going to spend 2 maneuvers to get into engaged with the creatures, because I was at short range, so we'll move to close range, and then 1 more to engage, and then put a well, we'll do a sweeping motion, but not the kind of sweeping motion you might think. We'll see what happens there. So that'll be 2 strain to get in there. Okay, do your thing. Okay, and I actually didn't really spend a strain to res my broom, so I added that after the fact, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
I know you were keeping close track of that.
That is one of those new qualities. Whenever you res something, you kind of use some of your own energy, and so you suffer a strain. At least that's my initial thought. We'll see if it's too cumbersome as we play, or if it works.
I think as long as we remember to do it, like our armor is already resed, right? Or is it? Because it doesn't. I don't think armor has the res quality. At least basic
Right.
armor.
The one that comes with the light suit, just the basic
Basic
armor.
doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't
the
know.
additional armors do.
The extra suit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody was passing a boost, so I'm gonna grab that. Here we go. Hey, check that out!
Hey, look at that.
One giant sweeping gesture. And for a free action, he says it's time to take out the trash. I didn't select my weapon, so we're gonna have to do all that by hand. But it was just a staff, which is damage of 3, so 6 total. Oh, is it? Wait, I thought staff is. Never mind. Math is hard. That would be 5.
5 damage. Okay.
And it is not piercing. It is cleaning, though. So,
To the recycle bin with you.
Yeah.
Well, not
How would
only
you like
are
to spend
these
that
infected
thread?
programs hurt, but they're very clean hurt.
Right?
Shiny.
Yeah. Some of the bits, as I engage, some of the bits come off of their body and are disintegrated by the broom. Ineffectually, really. It looks cool, probably.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And let's for that threat as you become engaged. I mean, you were kind of catching an eye over at Ballista, and she was just cleaning house.
Mhm.
No pun intended. And you were thinking, okay, I can do this. And as you start to move in with your broom, you're feeling like, okay, this isn't as effective as a light sword. So I'll just have you suffer a strain as you're feeling a little concerned with your choice of weapon right now.
All right, done.
Hey, last PC slot.
Oh, didn't I thought that was last piece.
That was
was that-
that was Temple.
That was the last. Okay. Everybody's gone. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're actually going to have these, as these things are taking swipes at Patch, I'm going to have them kind of look in at Mathis, and for some reason they're just going to start, going after him.
The barrier.
That
isolates
barrier
something.
that you have, yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that?
It basically air gaps him from the rest of the room, so
Okay.
we can't get to him. He can't get to us. We can see him, but there's like a faintly shimmering white hexagon around the booth he's sitting in.
Okay. Is there any kind of mechanics involved with if I use to attack or something like that? Does he get any kind of extra defense or anything like that? Or does it make it to where I can't even attack him?
Yeah, you can't even attack him. Automatically disengage from people in the sanctuary, and may
Okay.
not engage them for the duration. As long as I'm maintaining it, nobody can become engaged with Mathis.
Okay.
Dang.
So these creatures, they turn to Mathis, these infected programs, and just kind of turn and just look like they're going to grab him, but then something just holds them back, and they just start kind of swiping up in the air, trying to take something out of him, but they just can't even get to him. So we'll just do that, and we'll go to the next round here. First PC slot.
I vote Ballista finishes this for us,
Okay.
because it sure as hell isn't going to be the. I mean,
Unless
Devnol's
you want
got
to
a
make a small
chance.
swing at it and then you sweep up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe Ballista going first is demoralizing for the rest of us. I don't know.
Well, all right. Well, so Ballista's running across the club again, and she's running back. She sees you guys trying to fight, not doing much of anything, and she's kind of getting. It's like she's not she's not upset, okay, right?
Typical.
She's not upset. It's just like, this is not in your guys' programming, and it's okay, but she's silently judging,
Yeah.
and she 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 especially judges a Scandal, and she's like, man, I thought users were cool. This guy kind of sucks. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm a tester.
My
not a
entire
programmer.
religious belief. My God sucks.
I'm protecting everybody, I swear. You don't understand the mystical complexities of the user. Go kill those things, please. Derez them.
And she'll engage with these remaining infected programs and swipe at them with her light sword.
There you go.
Clearly, somebody's contributing at a higher tier.
Next gen security protocol, indeed.
Light swords. That's what I'm doing wrong.
Where can I get one of those?
Okay, so I think with the 2 successes and either the 2 advantages or the triumph to crit, you'll be able to take out all 3 of these.
All right. Well, I will spend the 3 advantages to crit then, and I will also recover a point of strain. As Ballista, she
You
comes
have that
through,
triumph if you want to do something with, yeah.
Yeah, so she runs past and just swipes them all, beheads them clean off, and they de-res. And with that triumph, I would like to spend that if I can, as maybe as Ballista was fighting these infected programs, she perhaps notices something about them that give us some more information about what actually happened to them, perhaps.
About them that you thought was just kind of weird. Their ears were this sickly green yellow, and it looked like the infection was coming from that source and spreading into their body. At first you thought it was just kind of a weird, a weird thing, but just as you fought each one, you started to see that same kind of a thing with each of them. These big, sickly green, yellow ears, and then the infection seeming to kind of spread from that point.
Mathis, don't you Bobby Top tables me.
So at this point, Mathis, he's just stunned. People start to come from underneath tables where they were hiding. Some other people start to help others up. Some tables have been overturned, and there's a little bit of a cautious recovery that's happening. Somebody off to the side near that one person that got injured picks that program up and starts kind of saying we need to get her to the hospital, to the medical center, and you see some people escorting her out the club, and things seem to be calming down. You don't see anybody else. It seems everybody's kind of looking at themselves are we okay?
Do you share that observation about the ear as the vector of infection?
Yep. Once she's done with all them, she's gonna de-res her sword and come back over to you guys and tell her what she noticed while she was fighting about the ear infection, basically.
So then, I wonder if this is transmitted through any kind of conversation, or if something specific needs to be said.
Yeah, that's because I look at
I'm
all
assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming that it must be something specific that has to be said because we're okay, even though we did talk to Mathis briefly.
Mm-hmm. He clicked on a link somewhere that he probably shouldn't have.
Did he spike their energy or something?
I suppose that's another option.
At this point, Ballista's going to. Does Skin also have the barrier around Mathis?
Yeah, the barrier is still around Mathis.
So Ballista's going to look to Scandal. She'll be like, could you do me a favor and lower this thing? And she'll tap the barrier.
Are we sure it's safe?
Ballista's she's gonna bring up her disk. She'll be like, I'll find out one way or another.
Because if it's just something he needs to say, and then we're infected, like we could be infected in an instant.
Or you're saying we need to execute him in front of all these
Well,
people?
no,
No, I'm saying
we
we're gonna
should.
need answers, and if he doesn't answer,
Yeah.
he might need some coercing.
Mathis right now, he's been kind of listening a little bit, and he's just kind of freaking out. And he's just like, I was just talking with them, but I didn't do anything to them. And he's kind of flabbergasted himself a little bit, with what just transpired.
I look at the system monitor and I just say, I trust your judgment on this, so I'll drop the barrier. I shut it off.
Mathis kind of,
I
stands
stick
there.
my
Now.
fingers in my ear.
So once the barrier disappears, Ballista's going to step over to Mathis, and with her disc firmly in her hand, she's going to stare him down. She'll say, what did you say to those programs?
Are you
And-
sure you want to ask that specific question? Just saying.
Listen,
Mathis
Ballista
just-
is a blunt instrument, okay? It's in her programming.
La 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 la.
I would say while Ballista has him very focused on him, I would like to sneak back behind him and yoink his data disk.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think at this point any kind of check is needed for that. I'll just say if you just kind of sneak back there, he'll feel, you taking the disc off his back, and he'll just be like what? I didn't do anything. I was just talking to him. I was sharing with him, some of the rumors that I've been hearing with Clue and some of the sentries that we've been seeing more. And what do you want to do with his disc?
I would like to crack into it with my wrench.
Okay.
That all res into existence, and just kind of run some diagnostics on it. See if everything's running at least close to what it should be.
Yeah. Okay. I think for just this kind of purpose, I think mechanics would be fine. If you were trying to heal or fix his code, then maybe medicine would be more apt. But I think in this case, since you're kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of his code, kind of take a look, I think mechanics check would be fine.
Okay. How difficult would that be?
Let's make it a 3 purple. Make it a hard.
Let's see, do I have any other talents that help me?
And I think
Nope.
I think the wrench gives you a boost too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives me a boost. If I do try to heal him, I've got stuff for that. So let's see how he's doing. Of course.
Wow.
The dice really helped me out.
Yeah. So you start to get into his disc, and as you start to go through the code and stuff, it does just seem a little bit harder than what you would normally figure sifting through someone's disc code would be, and it just makes it a little bit more tougher to where you really can't get into to find anything that would be helpful to explain what might have happened. As you come across a certain part of the code there, a little energy wave just kind of comes through the disc and into your wrench and up to your hand. It just a little spark, and you suffer a strain. Was that just a glitch? Was it a protective mechanism? You're not quite sure. Oh,
Something definitely bit me.
Was the spark sickly yellow?
it kind of was a sickly yellow green. Yeah.
Oh, Patch, how barely we knew thee.
Been a good ride, Patch. Been a real shame.
So, yeah, I am not able to find anything on that of any help, at least.
Mathis kind of looks at you guys. Is like, are you guys still thinking it's me? I was at work today, and that Mathis, he works at a communications hub in Galleon City, and he's like, I was just there. Me and some coworkers went down to the docks. Then we came over here.
Did anyone give you anything?
I mean,
A new upgrade firmware? Did you step on a grid bug or something? Anything?
no, I mean, not that I remember. I can't recall lately anybody giving me any kind of upgrade. It's just been this recent cycles have been just pretty consistent with the norm.
But you've been listening to a lot of rumors.
Yes.
Any of those sources from the dark web?
No, I don't pay attention to that.
I'll take his disc again and just kind of have a look at it one more time.
Okay.
I don't have the.
Can you browse his history?
Yeah, that would probably be pretty telling. Kind of scroll back to. Actually, that's a great idea. Scroll back through, last several hours of his existence and see if there's anything that comes up that looks suspicious in terms of his interactions.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 purples on that.
We had it as a hard. I'm going to keep it as a hard.
So that's 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Purple,
Yeah.
All right. If I fail this, we just kill him.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what to do.
Execution it is.
Let's see.
Get him.
It's insidious.
Worthless.
This infection.
Yeah.
All right. So so you start to get look through his disc too. Unless you have some ideas for those 2 advantages, I can give you something.
Sure, give me something.
Okay. So as you're getting in there, again, it just seems a lot harder to try to sift through his disc and even get to his like recent memory and stuff than you would normally think. Getting into someone's disc. You're not able to access any of the history, any of his memories. You're not able to get in to really see anything. You start to come across an area though that you remember seeing, Patch being affected real quick, and you hurrying back out there before any kind of spark hits you, and as you back out, you just get this look that there is something in there that's being protected with those 2 advantages. We'll just say that you actually recognize. You don't see what it is, but you see that
it's like a skip in the time code. As I'm scrolling back, it like hops.
Yep. Yeah, some abnormal or anomaly that's there that you can't see what it is, but with those advantages, you do catch an idea that something's not right.
I drop it and kick it to the side.
Okay. Math is like, wait, what are you doing? I need that. I'm not going to become a stray.
You're okay at the moment.
Well, I need it.
Just a safety precaution. Yeah. We know. But
no.
Just for the moment.
Calm it down. We just need to look at it. There's something wrong here, Mathis. So just
you definitely have a gap.
Okay.
Can you tell about where the gap was? Like was it down to the docks, or was it at work in the comms hub, or some other time?
Since you failed on that, I'm going to say you can't tell. You just notice that there is some kind of gap there.
Yeah, I was probably just like scrolling back through real fast, watching the time code jump, and all I could think was, I'm about to get infected, and I dropped it and kicked it.
Yeah.
We should probably take this guy to medical and have, professionals investigate his disc with actual tools for that.
Yep, and there is a medical facility that's nearby. One of the infected people, or one of the people that got hurt by the infected programs, was taken to that medical facility.
Oh, we should probably call that medical facility and make sure they're aware of the potential for virus infection, just in case the friends, didn't bother to mention it when they took them in for service.
Seems like a good idea.
Fine. Ballista will put away her disc and let Mathis go.
Do you want to make the call, Ballista? You've got the security credentials they'll listen to you.
Sure, I'll let them know and tell them it's a priority.
All right, so are you guys heading over to the medical center with Mathis, or just heading over there? If you were talking about having Mathis have his disc looked at.
That's probably worth going. Yeah.
Okay. We're taking them.
Okay, cool.
We'll take my light garbage truck. It's parked out front.
Plenty of space in the back.
Yep, just hop in.
I'm not riding in that. that
Ride in the
seems
front.
dangerous. Res my bike and just zoom off. Zoom off.
Yeah.
See you guys there.
Keep up.
Boy, that ballista, did she ever slow down?
Can't stop, won't stop. Security program. Can't stop.
Now you got to add light garbage trucks to your Tron setting.
That's right. You
A
get me
light
some
disposal
stat
unit.
there.
Yes.
Okay.
The recycle bin.
All right, cool. Okay, so you guys talk Mathis into coming, getting his disc checked out, maybe by some professionals. The nearby medical center. You guys head over there. You walk into the foyer area. I guess what you would consider, the urgent care. Start explaining. I guess What you come up to the foyer? There's someone sitting at the desk, and program says, "Yes, may I help you?"
Ballista's gonna kind of stare at the receptionist program, and she's gonna point over to Mathis, and she's gonna say that they need this program to be appraised, and they need his disc to be checked for potential infection.
What she said. She's security.
We haven't had much infection cases, and here we have 2 potential tonight. Okay, well.
Yeah, they two. This one just happened at the club, and injured somebody that came here earlier. Was the other case from the club, or is it from another location? You could tell me.
Well, we I think they were coming from the docks or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, Mathis, they call Mathis, and come with me. We'll get you into a room and make sure this infection doesn't spread.
It's important that you know that the vector of transmission appears to be audio, so wear hearing protection when you're examining.
Ear masks.
Very well.
Exactly.
Very well. Thank
You'll have
you.
to use sign language, or you might have to use the terminal to communicate.
That's I don't think I've ever heard of a auditory virus. That's very, very strange.
If you've ever heard any songs by Kenny Rogers, then yes, you have. That's
All
terrible.
right, okay.
Get Lady out of your head. I dare you.
I am thankfully unfamiliar with this song. I will not Google it.
It's not a bad song. It just will stay in your head. Well, it stays in my head.
It's just an earworm.
Yeah, I've given away my deepest secret. Kenny Rogers. For all the world to see, laid bare. The 4 people that are going to watch this are going to know.
Okay, all right. So they take Mathis back to some rooms. Take your precautions very seriously. What do you guys do? Do you guys just kind of hang out in the foyer here?
No, there's sick people here.
Okay.
They'd go wait at a coffee shop up the street or something.
Tell me they're not sick. They're just kind of. It's not really sickness, It's all code. So.
As a user, I have no idea how their ailments can affect me. I don't want to find out the hard way.
There's the option of going to the docks because that's Mathis went there, and they said the other case came from the docks.
And it's a good point because it'll probably take them a while to evaluate him anyway.
And they can always call when they're done.
Yeah.
Right, he'll give us a ring, but my concern, and I'm sure you all share it, is that there's others with this out and about the city.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many next-gen security protocols there are to deal with them. Fortunately, we have Ballista here to help us out. But,
leave it all to Ballista. I'm getting overworked.
We're just your entourage.
Yeah, we'll allocate more memory. I'll see to it.
I mean, I'll see to that, but...
Yeah, exactly. I'll see to that.
I only got but so much RAM, you guys. I can't keep doing this.
Well, all you need to do is do a little garbage purge routine and
Stay away
take
from
this
me.
room
Don't
out.
touch me.
No,
Defrag your
just
hard
garbage.
drive. Come on.
Yeah, no, defrag and move on.
So you're saying I'm unclean? That my code is messy?
I mean,
Yeah, it's
after all those
experimental.
notices.
You're saying I'm fat now.
It's next
I
gen.
just, we're not talking about how you're formatted here, okay?
No. The our computer puns are wearing thin, even for me.
All right. Well, so you guys want to go take a look at the docks? Was that what
Sure.
Yep.
you guys were considering?
I think that's a good idea. Everyone in the truck, or take your light cycle if you must.
I think Ballista's the only one that has a light cycle, right? Everybody else is mooching off the light garbage truck.
And technically, it's the city's truck.
Yeah,
It's not
lesser
mine.
programs.
Yeah. So you guys decide to let them figure out a little bit. Give the medical facility some time to look on Mathis. Meantime, you just think might be good to go check out the docks since you heard there was some people that were brought in as well. It's nighttime. You also understand that the docks can be a place, an unsavory place, especially in the evenings. Gang activity and things like that. Happen over here at the docks, in between all the different containers and stuff.
So yeah, while we were kind of rolling over, as soon as we get to the docks, Alyssa's gonna res her battle armor, just in case.
So here's kind of a little image of what the docks, look like as you're heading down there. A lot of storage containers and stuff. A lot of alleyways and stuff like that. Oh, let's see. How do you guys approach into the docks?
I think I'd probably take a normal transit route that a garbage truck would take in to go to the waste reclamation facilities. Stay as inconspicuous as possible. I mean, unless you guys have some thoughts on that. And it just makes me wonder how much this is blowing your mind, Scan, that there's gang activity programs.
Yeah. I was literally
What the
thinking
hell are
that
they?
when he was talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bad programs are bad. They don't
Yeah.
do what they're supposed to do.
right? Yeah,
Alyssa
Yeah,
don't
it's-
like
right. Is that
Rogue.
like a memory leak or what? It's somebody's
Yeah,
running
exactly.
Firefox on the system or something.
No, worse yet, they're running Safari.
Oh, yeah.
They're running Internet Explorer.
Yeah. Oof.
That's finally dead.
That's terrible. Yeah, no, Safari be good. It's fast and stylish, but does some weird things.
But doesn't render anything correctly.
Yeah, could be that too.
I mean, I
Chrome
think
looks
that the
mean
garbage
person.
truck is the perfect disguise to get onto. In my previous life, I was in the maritime industry, so I spent a lot of time at container dockyards. So like those are always guarded. I don't imagine these would be any different. So, but as a garbage truck, you would be able to get in relatively easy.
I even have a badge to
Yeah.
get in there, and I've got a couple spare uniforms in the back if you want to throw those on and look the part.
Yeah,
I
heck
can
yeah.
go. Ballista can go wherever she wants
Yeah.
to go. Dang it.
That's true.
That's right.
She is
Yeah.
the guard.
Yeah.
She res the armor. Nobody's going to question that.
Yeah, nobody questions that. Nobody.
And Patch, are you putting on the garbage uniforms as well?
Garbage coveralls. Yeah.
Nice.
I've probably been to the docks before. They have various vehicles that need maintenance as well.
Cranes.
Yep.
Cranes, lifters. It's a whole
Data
ecosystem in
boats.
there.
The data lake has data boats and stuff like that. So.
And Ballista, you're just kind of going where you want to go.
Yeah, she'll basically on her light bike. Ballista will be following close behind the guys in their data garbage truck.
Gallium City disposal.
Awesome. So as you pull into the kind of waste reclamation areas of the docks, you have access into there. And you're aware, that again, different aspects, different parts of the docks, probably really secure. Others, you probably understand that there's probably some gang activity. A lot of the gangs like to hang out here in the evenings. Yeah, let's just say as you start to move in, you feel like that the docks are a lot quieter than other evenings that you would anticipate. Doesn't seem like there's a ton of activity going on at the docks right now, where you would assume, there could be some bonfires and some other things like that some of the other gangs might be, normally would be doing at this time.
Is there a security
new
feed?
security?
Yeah, there probably is. I would probably say there is definitely a security feed. You'd probably need to go to one of the nearby buildings, probably that contain that security feed.
Well, I know this one over here generally has some stuff. I don't know if Ballista, if you have better information of what would be valuable.
Say, if we can look through the security feed, at least we can find at least the feed in the last few hours. You should be able to find something.
All right. Well, let's we'll say that you in the waste area here, they've got some access to some terminals. Go ahead and let's if whoever wants to try to get into the security feed, give me a hard computers check. And if anybody wants to help, can pass a boost or anything like that too.
I'll assist.
I don't know anything about no computers. Only data.
Computers are secondary to my profession.
Ballista's not technical. She's pragmatic, okay?
I think when Scandal gets back, he probably has some sort of computerizing tricks.
That
Or
might
he
be more up
doesn't,
his
and
alley.
that's been the problem.
That's even better. Yeah, right? Yeah. We were thinking, what have you got for computer skills, Scandal?
Yeah, a hard 3 purple
Hard,
computers.
that's what it was. Yeah. And then there was a boost from Patch,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
assisting.
Fingers crossed. Some days I might
Poor
have to
Scandal.
might have to quit my day job here. What's going on?
Wow.
Yeah, that bites.
I guess I jump on the console trying to pull up the most recent feed. Obviously, I can pull up the feed, but scrubbing back through the timeline, I just didn't realize that I needed to switch to a different. Maybe they're to save space or something. They're swapping out recording from a live drive to a slower storage medium in the back end. And so I scrubbed back as far as I could, but it wasn't actually far enough to see anything interesting. But I guess the advantage maybe is I at least know that for the last however many hours that recording footage shows, maybe there's nothing of significance.
Well, we'll say this: you didn't get access to the security feed, and so you couldn't tell any specifics on what may or may not have happened the past few cycles here. But with the advantage, we'll say this: even though you didn't get access to security feeds, you do recognize there was along with the security feed, there were some calls to kind of local security. With that one advantage, you don't get a sense of what it was about, but you recognize, hey, there's like some timestamps here of some calls to some security or something like that.
I don't know if Ballista, you can look up what these might have been about. Looks like there's some dispatches to security, some kind of problem here. I don't know if you have access to the details on those.
Not that I'm aware of. I got no dispatches. Probably because I'm a loner.
Well, at the rate I'm going, I'm afraid I'm accidentally delete this sector. So
okay, so yeah, you're not finding anything on the security feed. Sounds like from what you've heard from the medical facility, as well as finding some timestamps of some security detail needed. Obviously, there's something else went down here. Anything
something
else you
went.
guys would like to try or proceed with?
Well, we could just check the docks. Maybe we could have a look about.
Could look for any of the dock workers who might be around, or
Yeah.
any other programs who frequent this place often. They're bound to know something.
All right, sounds good. So you guys decide to take some strolls around the crates, the different dock areas. You would know at this time there's probably not a lot of activity. There's probably some, but not a whole lot. Well, why don't you all just give me an average perception check with a setback die included in on that. So 2 purples and a black.
Oh yeah, now I can succeed.
Wow.
Wow, that's a roll.
Mhm.
Oof.
Gotta love it.
And let's see. Ballista, did you want to try as well? You can if you want.
All right, I can do that.
Okay. A lot of threats. It's really nice.
Said no player ever.
Mm. We're gonna
Okay.
have some gangbanger with a bad haircut show up.
Edgy program.
Okay, so Ballista, you're for whatever reason, you're too focused on maybe just what kind of security detail was called, and was it you're just too concerned with making sure that your friends here are protected and anything else that's kind of weird going on. So you're maybe just a little on edge, maybe too focused on that to notice anything.
Seems about right.
Okay. Patch, you as well. You're not feeling too happy about roaming the docks right now. In fact, I'll have you take that threat as a strain. Devnol and Scandal, though, as you guys start to walk through, and we'll get to your triumph in just a second, Patch. Devnol and Scandal, as you guys start to walk through, and you guys are just looking around, you're noticing areas that you would normally think were kind of great places that like these dock gangs would probably hang out, but it's really really quiet right now. You would think that there would be these areas where these gangs would having these bonfires and sharing the spoils and adventures that they've been doing.
Some might say it's too quiet.
Yeah, it is too quiet on the docks tonight.
Wait, did we miss a holiday? Is it a holiday?
We don't do holidays. We work forever.
No cycles off for good behavior.
Yeah, it sounds like you need a union over at the security office there, Ballista. We get holidays all the time.
Could you call up Tron and talk to him? Talk to Tron. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna hang on to that 1 threat and that 2 threat from Devnol and Scandal.
Oh no, this is gonna come back to haunt us.
Mm-hmm.
Patch, you have a triumph though.
Yep.
So you didn't notice anything, but what anything you want to use that triumph for?
Well, we didn't see anything, but maybe I run into something or someone. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I accidentally run into a coworker that we don't have any work like off hours like this down here, so very, very odd running into him like that.
Yeah.
And we both are like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" As neither one of us really has business being down here right now.
Yeah.
Plus, you're in a jumpsuit.
As far as just the narrative, so you have you meet another mechanic down here, kind of wandering around too. Then is that kind of what you're thinking? You meet someone that you know,
Yeah.
and okay, you turn this corner, and you hear some shuffling, and you kind of pause for a second, and then out from another corner comes a coworker that you're you're familiar with, and kind of odd that he's down here. But yeah, he's what's this coworker's name?
Go with Zip.
Okay.
The old family, not much around anymore.
Okay.
It's RAR.
Well, they changed their name when they moved to this city from RAR. From the country it was.
Hard to spell.
So
Everybody
you
spelled
come
it wrong,
around
the
and
whole thing.
and Zip is there, and you startle him. He's like, "Whoa! Oh my gosh! Oh, Patch, is that you? Oh, you about scared the energy out of me.
I would say the same of you, Zip.
What are you doing down here in the docks?
I forgot some tools down here on a job from earlier. I was just picking them up.
Oh, well, I could have brought them back to you. I had some shifts where they had some lifters that needed some work, and so needed them done before the next cycle. So I had some time down here, but whew, crazy night tonight though.
Oh yeah, you too?
Yeah. Were you here just a few cycles ago, or?
No, we were downtown, and there was some kind of fight that broke out at the club.
Oh, really? Wow.
What happened down here?
Oh, well, so I was up at the load lifter, right? And I was working, and I had a pretty good view of the whole dockyard here. And I was watching, some of those programs that get together just cause some trouble and stuff. They were starting to kind of gather themselves. Suddenly, some of them just started freaking out. It's like they started fighting each other or something.
That's what I heard was happening down at the club. Strange that this is all happening tonight.
Yeah, that is.
What
Well,
happened to them?
yeah, so anyway, pretty soon, looks like some other system monitors showed up. I think I saw some medical vehicles show up too. It was really, really kind of weird, and haven't seen or heard the gang since. It's just been really quiet down here. What happened at the club that you were at?
There was some kind of fight that broke out, and we tried to leave the club, but there ended up being people attacking each other.
I mean, sometimes the gangs, they'll kind of have little scuffles themselves, but
This did not seem like a gang. This seemed like infected code.
Oh, really? Infected code. Do you think it's happening like all over the city?
I don't know, but we now have 2 data points, and they are definitely pointing in that direction.
Wow. Well, maybe it's one of those nights where we don't hang out too much outside, and maybe get back to our beds, get a good night's sleep.
Indeed. It probably is best that we all get back to our beds.
Yeah.
For the evening.
Well, Zip, kind of acknowledges, Patch, you and the rest, and it's like, well, I'm gonna see if I can find a safe route home. You guys good here? You guys heading out soon?
Yes, we are heading out soon. You take care of yourself.
Okay. All right, Patch. We'll see. With that, he kind of turns, grabs a baton from his side, reses a light cycle, and he speeds off.
I turn back to the rest of the group. It seems our incident was not alone tonight.
What is going on tonight? And why don't I know about anything? It's distressing.
Yes, he said there was a couple of other system monitors that took care of the problem here. Would your, I don't know, is it station, or what would their group setting be called? Would they know more?
So here's the thing. Usually work in teams, but I work alone. I thought it would be better that way, and it was, but I guess things are changing now.
Well, but you still report into a central authority, right? Or are you really alone, like Ronin?
She's like, well, if I needed anything really, it would be to report to Tron or Flynn. But to be honest, I haven't been able to contact any of them for like a few days now.
Something could be affecting the entire grid.
Well,
Wonder
as you
how
guys
much-
are talking there, with those three threat, you start to hear something up in the sky. You start to see some light shine.
Joy.
Patch instantly recognizes the sound of a recognizer, and you suddenly feel this recognizer quickly come up to where you're all three standing, and this light shines down on all of you as a group. And
Oh, maybe they know what's going on. They know what's...
some kind of sound speaker from the recognizer says, "Halt programs. Do not move. You have been found in a restricted area." And as
Say
you
what
do
now?
this recognizer starts to come and land nearby.
I ignore that and walk away
I was like, I'm
because
not a
it doesn't
program.
apply to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I have clearance as I flash my badge.
does the recognizer do the whole disappearing ground thing to us?
So right now it's telling you to basically freeze. If any of you start to walk away, it sounds like that's what Scandals is deciding to do.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
can only
correct?
get one of us. Yeah.
Okay. Are you other guys just kind of deciding to hang out and obey the recognizer voice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, Ballista's gonna hang out and obey. She thinks, hey, this something might be off, and I'm not going to disobey order, so I'm not.
Yeah, I
Patch
just
will
casually back
still-
away slowly.
Scandal, you hear the light, focus more on you too, and again you hear this, program halt, and
I look around.
about that time, another recognizer comes from the opposite way, as you start to hear the deep graveling sound of its engines as it hovers.
I
The
marvel
first,
at loving that sound.
yeah,
I think Ballista's actually gonna like shift so she can like grab Scandal so he doesn't walk away any further,
okay.
Okay.
and she'll be like, yeah, they think you're a program.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just play along then.
Okay.
Good point.
In this, because you guys are kind of in a little bit of an open area between some of these containers, and recognizer lands. Its main section slowly comes down. The big pylon legs. The bottom part opens up further. Two sentries come out from the recognizer. These sentries have a reddish orange, glow to their lines. Faces covered with a helmet with these staffs.
Are these a
The other-
common sight yet?
You've been seeing some of these recognizer and some of these sentries. I know Patch works on these, but it seems like more and more of these sentries and other black guards have been making more and more appearances. So this is
Unusual.
this is slightly unusual, not totally uncommon, but. And these two sentries come up to you and say, "Step onto the recognizer."
Can I attempt a charm if you guys don't mind?
Go for it.
Yeah,
I
all
don't
right.
mind.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, they might, but I'll say, "Oh, we're fully authorized to be here. Garbage collection is a privileged subsystem."
Yeah.
And see if that works.
I mean, it doesn't always work the way you think it will, but
No,
it's important.
but, yeah. Well, I got to try. What would be
Yeah.
my difficulty on this charm?
I feel a daunting coming on.
Normally, on a regular kind of thing, it'd be 2 purples, but we're gonna make this a little bit harder. We'll make it a hard with 1 upgrade.
All right. I think I will also spend a story point, just because I can, and that's hard. All right. So this is going to be one heck of a roll. Hey, how about that? A despair.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Haven't had one of those yet.
No.
I know.
no, we haven't.
Congratulations. First one of the night.
All right. So now what? 2 successes, 2 advantages, and 1 despair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So you were trying to say, hey, we've got authorization here. You know, there's no need to be alarmed, right? That's kind of what you're getting at.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything with those 2 advantages before we move into their response and their despair here?
Can't think of anything. Anyone have some ideas?
Maybe it can. So you succeeded with 2 advantages. Maybe like it gives these sentries some pause, so we can like come up with another thing to say to them, or they might be more willing to let us speak instead of just arresting us on the spot here. So maybe like a boost to the next social check or something.
Well, you probably have some sort of clearance. They're not going to be taking Tron's protege off, in theory. Or are they?
Unless everything's real bad.
Yeah, because it could be real bad.
So you tell them that you're authorized here. You flash your garbage cleanup badge, and this sentry looks at it, acknowledges, the fact that okay, you do have a clearance here. You're feeling pretty good. You can get a boost on your next check, or whoever's going next, I guess. With that despair, Sentry says, "Step on the platform. We will discuss your authorization in these restricted areas more. In the meantime, we need you to step on." So with that despair, they acknowledge your right to be here, but they are still very adamant on taking you on this recognizer. As you're all brought on board, the sentries made sure that you got on board. Devnol, they didn't kind of lock you into a place on the recognizer. Everybody else has a secured place where they're locked into. It starts to take off, and because of your charm, we'll give you this opportunity also to maybe you're brought up to the pilot, where the others are kind of in those little holding areas, and you're brought up to the pilot to state your case as well as be questioned a little bit.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be quiet and respectful. Good way to be.
Okay. The pilot looks at you and says, as he's flying this big recognizer now, along with the other one that was nearby, says, "Were you not alerted to the severe situation in the docks tonight, and were relayed information that it was a restricted area?"
Negative, pilot. That information was not communicated to me or to my team.
Do you recognize the fact that those 2 other programs that are with you wearing your garb are indeed not garbage cleanup programs?
That is correct. However, there's far more garbage cleanup than I can handle, so I often enlist other programs to assist in cleanup of highly contaminated areas.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
All right, we'll do it. All right, what's my difficulty?
Let's do 2 purples with a
boost.
setback, being in a what you're feeling like was a bad place at a bad time, which may make it a little bit more difficult to try to get you out of this.
I'm gonna grab the boost from the last roll.
Okay, awesome. So you give him this line. The pilot, maybe just because he's not too indoctrinated with all the processes that are going on in Gallum City, he's thinking, well, I guess that could be an actual thing. Recruiting other programs, whether or not that's their main directive. Okay, and with those 2 threat, even though this guy believes your deception, you start to notice that you are heading towards what is considered the great gaming arena at Gallum City. After a few more minutes, you arrive. You're all taken off the recognizer. No matter what you try to say to the guards, they seem to be just not listening anymore to anything you have to say, and they escort you over to some booths. As you get in these booths, you start to realize that that you've been gathered to come play in the arena. As you're in these booths and they make their way as they float along and enter into the arena. The arena is a great big area.
We're in an ESPN graphic.
There you go. So you get into where you're in this great arena. There's lots of people programs in the stadium. As you're placed on the arena, you hear this loudspeaker, programs. Prepare for the light cycle grade. All four of you find yourselves in the game arena with light cycle batons. And across the way, you see four others appear. They res their bikes and start making their way to you.
Do we get a chance to see if they're programs like us, or if they're Blackguard or sentries?
Right now, they're probably too far away to get a proper feel of what they are.
Red glow, green glow, blue glow.
They do seem to have a more reddish orange glow as they start their light cycles and start moving. Yeah.
We know if the safeties are on.
You don't know yet. You don't know.
Okay. Assuming the safeties are off.
Might be a good thing to assume. To do the light cycles here, it's going to be a very narrative kind of mechanic. We're not going to be necessarily tracking short, long, medium, this kind of stuff. I tried to do it to where it's just more narrative. Let's give this a try though, and we'll see if it makes sense as we kind of go through it, and we'll see what happens here.
Alrighty.
And thanks for just kind of bearing with me on this a little bit.
No problem.
So everybody can do some initiative rolls.
Cool or vigilance?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do cool.
Of course, I get a triumph on my.
I don't think we ever did strain recovery after the encounters.
You are correct. Yeah, if you guys want to do that real quick before this encounter, you're free to do that.
Is it a simple check? I forget.
Yep.
Yeah, simple, no difficulty.
Yeah, no difficulty there. Yep.
Hey, how about that?
Hey.
How do I want to spend my triumph?
Sweet, just what I needed.
Yeah.
Does that 2 success heal all your strain, Devnol?
No, I still have 2, but I don't know what to do with that triumph.
Well, I would say if you want, you can just use that triumph to take out those other 2 strain.
I'll do it.
That way you're back.
Good and fresh.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
And it's important because I have 1 agility and no piloting skills, so.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't worry, guys. Ballista will carry us to victory.
Hey, that's what I'm
Sit
hoping.
there and watch.
We're not. Should we even get on our light bikes?
just sit down. It's like,
Can I turn my baton into a light chair with popcorn?
I'm gonna pull out my light garbage truck and I'm gonna mow over these fools.
And right now, I've got these other drivers just as a minion group. We'll still kind of track these as individual though, even though I've got them together. We'll see how that works. You all 4 can start. You can start off by just going. You're at speed 1.
Well, actually, I want to hack my baton.
Ooh.
oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I figure I probably need all the advantage I can get here. I want to do an augment. I guess just what I'm hoping for is maybe there's to get like a boost on speed.
So you wanna use augment and just increase your speed, your top speed. So
Yeah. That way my top speed is faster than they're expecting. So maybe that can give me a smidge of an advantage against them.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Shoot, I
That's
should
a
have.
haste augment. So that'll be a difficulty base is average. Haste is a +1, so it's 3. 3 purples.
Something else I didn't account for here is supplying light cycle stats. You guys probably need that. So let me do that real quick here.
I think it's silhouette 2,
Silhouette 2,
speed
max
4, handling +1, and hull and system strain are both 5, I believe.
Cough,
Yep.
cough. Vehicles. Cough, cough. Yay. I didn't set it on fire. Do units have defense during the light cycle races?
No, since you're basically acting as your vehicle.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
so there's
no.
just some quick stats if you guys need to reference that at any time.
Was that in messages?
Yep.
Can I use those 3 advantage to ignore the first setback die from the environment?
Yeah, I think that would work.
I'll go with that.
And so now you've got your speed now that can go up to 5. Is that correct?
Yeah. So basically, I guess I just imagine we're standing there. We see the other guys. They pop their bikes and start zipping off, and we look at each other and we're like, "Oh, I guess we're doing this." And like the 3 of them pop their bikes and take off, and I'm standing there poking at mine awkwardly as quick as I can. I'm like,
Give me a second, guys. Hold on.
Like, and then it blinks green, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Jump on it.
Awesome. Not have that one setback for the first round there. Okay.
I'm 1 less than everybody else.
Yeah. Next PC.
I'll take this slot here. This is Ballista. She revs her bike real quick and just zooms off, hoping to take some of these other guys out before they can hurt her beloved friends, who always need her help for some reason. She cares.
Okay,
She cares.
cool.
Let's see here. So I guess I'm going to be doing a target maneuver to target one of them.
Perfect.
Did you say there were 3 or 4?
There's 4. Same number as you
4.
guys.
Same as us.
Yep.
And I will go ahead and do the cross paths combat check and do a driving check against one of their driving.
Okay. Awesome. So they're driving. That's a group. But so we'll take it out of the group since you're just kind of targeting one individual. So I think that's just 2. So 2 difficulty.
Okay.
Ooh.
Up to rough start, boys.
Yeah.
Who are you? What did you do with Ballista?
Make sure you take your sword out.
Yeah, that's what I was swinging. Might be better.
There you go. That could be a cool thing to add as another combat type check, is using a melee weapon just to drive up next to him or something. So
Use your disc or your weapon. Yeah, do that in the shows a lot too. Yeah. The
Yep,
movies and shows do that. I guess that might kind of just be like a regular combat check though.
yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. So you try to just outdrive one of them, and you soon realize, oh, these guys are pretty skilled too, and you're not able to get them to crash into your light ribbon as easy as you thought. With that threat, as you're kind of trying to sideswipe them, they come back and hit your car a little bit too, and we'll give your light cycle, a system strain, a point of system strain. So we got 2 more PC slots.
I'll go next. Start off the light cycle. I'll take another one of the group. Accelerate up to speed 3. Target one of them. Then I will try to cross paths with them. You said it was 2 difficulty for that?
Yeah, we'll just keep it at a 2 difficulty.
I finally succeeded in something.
You know, as you successfully do a combat check, if they were maybe other more nefarious NPCs that needed to be carried on throughout the adventure, you know, I'd have them do some kind of dangerous driving check. But we'll just say if you succeeded with a combat check, they crash into your light wall. So you do you watch Ballista try to do that. She doesn't have much success, but you're catching some moves that she does, and so you're thinking, okay, I can do this. So you try to do this cross paths with one of them, and you totally outdrive one of these guys, and his light cycle hits the thing. It bursts into this glowing spread of liquid, and the driver just instantly turns into pixels and just sprays across the arena, totally de-rezzed. Okay, awesome.
Only counts as one.
Guess that leaves it up to me here. So, see what I can do here. If it's at all impressive. Bet not, but don't count me out yet. I'm going to accelerate to 3, the general session, and I want to pull out and res my broom and see how that
Go for the
works.
broom.
Yeah, because I get 2 green dice versus 1 green die, so it's double my
Two's better
chances
than
of
one.
success, right? So, and since we're matching speed, I don't know how you want to do. Well, if he's going 3, I'm going to speed 3 here.
Yeah,
let's
and I
see.
guess that's a good point, because I haven't technically brought these guys up to speed yet, even though you guys have still been interacting. So I'll have to figure out what maybe is a better way to do that. But yeah, if you targeted, just I guess do a melee check or a sweeping check or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
Should I
skill
can
weapon you have.
I don't know how you feel about that.
You were kind of breaking up.
I-
Did I hear right? You're just gonna.
I'm fishing for a setback die because we're both on light cycles. To make
Oh
it
yeah.
interesting.
No,
Okay.
I think that sounds very reasonable. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. That's bad. All right. So he misses feebly with the attack, but when he sufficiently slows die, he'll have setback on his check.
Okay. Sounds good. I will add a setback on their check.
He's bringing out brooms in here.
All
What's going
right. Who's bringing a broom to a light cycle battle? Let's. So we'll have them go next. We'll have them bring themselves up to. Actually, they're still moving at speed 1. So we're just gonna have them target, and then for their maneuver, and then they're gonna do. Oh, they need to get up to 3 though. So they're gonna just accelerate, and who should they target? Patch seems to be the most skilled right now. He's already taken one of them out, so they're gonna target Patch on their next turn.
Oh no, my points in driving.
So I think that's all they can do with those 2 maneuvers. So we'll back up to the top of the round.
I'll take this and see if I can take out this this guy I'm duking it out with. Redeem myself. Redeem. Oh man. Alright. Let's see. Maneuver. Let's see, I already targeted, so I don't need to do that again, but
And also starting this round, everybody add a black
the setback. Right.
setback except for Scandal.
I'm gonna spend a story point to upgrade my check here. And there we go. Now we're talking.
Hey. Cool. All right. So you keep with the one that you just had targeted, and were you just doing another cross path?
Yep, that was just a cross path.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are able to take your guy that you targeted out. He crashes into your light ribbon again. Big explosion of his light cycle just kind of spraying out in this glowing liquid, and he as well turns into little block pixels that just get sprayed across the arena floor.
Alright. for advantages here, I'm going to, since I still have my my free maneuver, I'm going to use that to accelerate to my max speed of 4, and then with 2 advantages, I'm going to give myself a second free maneuver so that I can use the evade maneuver.
So anybody that targets you will upgrade. Okay.
And then with the other 2 advantages, I will I'll pass a boost to Patch.
Okay. And so he looks like he might be being targeted next time.
And
Okay.
I'll go,
All right.
go next. Then I will continue along and attempt to cross paths on one of the guys. Actually, I took out my guy, so I got to target a new one.
Yeah.
So we'll target a new one and then attempt to cross his path as well.
We'll just keep it at 2 difficulty with the setback and a boost. Yep. Ooh.
So I'm going to give my target a setback. Could I give him 2 setbacks for 2 advantage?
We could definitely do that.
So I'll do that, and then I'll pass a boost off to the next driver.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you did 2, two advantages can give 1 setback. So you could spend all 4 of those to give 2 setbacks to that.
Then I will do that.
To that dart. Okay. All right.
It's your me scan.
I can go. Let's see. Accelerate some maneuvers. So I'll accelerate to 5 so that I can catch up to one of these guys. And then I'll need to take a second one to maneuver and target somebody. I believe 2 guys are down.
2 guys are down. Yep, 2 left.
All right. So, and there's one of them heading towards Patch.
Yes.
Okay. So I make a beeline for the guy heading towards Patch. I just kind of imagine the bike arcing in towards him.
Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to gain the advantage. So I guess I'll have to take 2 strain for the extra maneuver. And
Yes.
I believe you didn't change their speed. So
Correct,
they're still a speed 1.
I did do an accelerate and then a target. So I did those 2 maneuvers.
So they're at speed 2 or 3?
We'll have them at 3 because
Okay.
they want to target. Yep. You're going 5, right?
I'm going faster.
2.
So it's 1. Yeah. Okay, it is 1. So just a piloting roll with 1 purple, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Such a bad idea. At least I don't have the setback. No.
Hey.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Pew! Alright. So I arc the curve around and I get right on that guy's jet wall, but I'm just to the right of him, creeping up behind him super fast. And my advantage is that I have a pretty good ability to see whether he's going to go left or right from where I'm at. And I'll just have to wait till my next action.
Okay. Now with that gain the advantage, you have was it an upgrade on your next?
Twice.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, my next check is upgraded twice.
Cool. Okay, so you're right close by on his tail. You're ready to make that move when it's available to you. That's just going to give you the best setup. One more.
Me. So I think what Dev Null is going to do is he's going to stick with the one that he has targeted. He's already flailing his broom around, and what he's going to do is the maneuver of the distraction. So to hopefully cause this sucker to crash. And that would be a deception opposed by their vigilance. And,
Correct, yeah.
And I'm hoping, and I get a setback because it's here we are, so we get that in there, and it's same speed. We're both going speed 3, so that's difficulty 1 if I'm correct, right?
So right now, I've got it to where it's just you're making a deception check, and their difficulty is off their vigilance. Yeah.
Right. So what's?
Yeah. So it's 2 purple.
2 purple. I'm
Yep.
hoping that I can get a boost die from the broom that I'm flailing around.
I think that sounds good.
All right. So here,
I'll give that to you.
Here comes the shot.
They're distracted.
Oh, fail.
Oh.
Hey, at least it wasn't a despair and the broom went flying out of your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, my broom! It's unloaded again. It ran out of ammo. No.
16 sweeps or 20. I don't remember. I lost count.
Snap. All right. Well,
Okay.
that's it for Dev Null.
Okay, yeah, you try to distract them a little bit, and you're like, "Hey, look at this," and they are like, "What is going on?" But then at the last second, they see the light wall right in front of them, and they quickly do a turn and get out of the way. The broom was not distracting enough
Yet.
yet.
Fiddlesticks.
2 guys left. One of them is targeting Patch. They'll go ahead and do a driving. Just try to outdrive Patch. What's your driving skill?
2 yellow.
So that'll be 2 red. Plus, their setback. Okay, well, we're gonna try this. This does not look very good for them, and it wasn't. So they try to outdrive Patch, and Patch just not having it. With all the other things everybody's been doing, they just can't seem to get to a good place.
Exactly as I planned.
Those setbacks.
Yeah, with those threat, we'll just do this. With those 3 threat, whoever targets, one of these guys, will just get two blues.
Yes.
2 boosts. So 2 boosts are up for whoever attacks these guys first. Okay.
I'd like to do that now.
Okay.
Go for it.
Because style is more important than substance. I pull up side by side by this guy. He looks at me. I nod. He probably is like, "Oh shit!" And then I reposition. So I knock the bike. The bike does that flip upside down thing. I slide under him. I knock the bike, reposition, flop up, and then cross in front of him.
Epic.
So
you got 2 upgrades. You got 2 boost.
something should explode.
Yeah. Let's just because I can. I'll go ahead and upgrade this. Upgrade that difficulty.
What is the difficulty?
So, difficulty, are you just doing like you just cross path? So that'll be 2 purple, but I upgraded it, so a red and a purple. Oh!
Nice.
The boost did nothing.
The boost did nothing. Oh wow.
Wow, and it was that success on the Triumph that did it. Wow. Awesome. All right. So, we can say, as you were doing, your fancy moving, you bump the bike, it goes spiraling, the guy jumps up, you get it behind him, bump him back, and then you cross him. The guy's, he's basically like a pinball for you. You're just bouncing him all over until you get it right where you want it, and he just explodes against your light wall in this pixel block explosion.
Voxel goo everywhere.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna have to clean that up.
And let's do this. With that triumph, we'll go ahead and end it. And the other driver is watching you, as you do this crazy maneuver, and he's watching, and he doesn't realize, that there's another light ribbon right in front of him. So he hits it and blasts.
Yes.
So that'll kind of be like a crit as you take them both out. The last 2.
Excellent.
All right. In fact, actually, this is what we'll do. So, as the one was watching you, instead of hitting the light ribbon, he actually hits the side of the arena, and suddenly this giant gap appears that you all are able to say, "Hey, I think we could probably escape out of here this way."
I feel like I saw this in a movie.
I know. How about that, huh? So you all are able to beeline it out this crack that's in the arena. Recognizers start to launch to follow you, but you guys have a good enough head start where after a while you've lost the recognizers. You derez your bikes. You now all have a light cycle baton. Looks like Ballista now has 2. So yeah, so you find yourself back in the city, out of the gaming grid. So we only have a little bit of time left here to kind of keep our about a 4-hour slot. I thought to kind of wrap things up a little bit. Any specific things that you guys would like to do now that you've escaped and now that you've kind of been feeling like you've had some unraveling of what's going on? Do you want to go back to the hospital, talk with Mathis? Any other thoughts that we could do with each of you? Can maybe make one last check depending on what you want to do. See things how they get resolved.
I think I'd want to go. Do want to go back to the hospital to kind of get a wrap up on Mathis and this potential virus situation. See what that was all about.
Okay. That's great. Let's have you do some kind of check. One last thing, and I can give each of you kind of an opportunity to do one last check. What kind of check do you think would fit? Would you just be looking to try to get some information from the doctors? Searching through files, or what would you like to do?
Having been thrown into the games for no reason, Ballista isn't one to be chatty, so maybe coercion. She's being kind of forceful with these doctors and medical programs, and it's like, tell me something quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Let's just do an average, so 2 purples.
Sweet.
Okay, nice. So as you get to the hospital, to the medical facility, and you're like, I need to know what's going on here. We just got picked up, put in the games for no reason. They were giving us some line about being in a restricted area. That's it. Either give it to me now, or I'm taking down this whole medical facility or something. I don't know whatever you would say there. You're getting a little hot under the collar. You're normally not this forceful, so there's a concern there. So you take a strain as you're coercing the staff. They finally come out and say, okay, just calm down. We'll get a doctor out and see you. One of the medics come out and says, yeah, we took a look at your friend. There was something really strange with his code that he didn't even realize. It looked like there was some kind of virus that was implanted in his code whenever, and it was passed on auditorily whenever he said a specific phrase, and he wasn't even aware of it. And so they start to share a little bit about finding this code. They were able to repair it, but they were concerned that maybe there's others, or where did this even start?
Oh, there's others.
So I think that's probably good for Ballista. Who would like to try their role on something here?
I want to jump on just kind of like surreptitiously get on a computer console. I've been avoiding trying to reach out to my fellow, testers in the QA department, but the grid games was fun and all, but like something weird's going on. And the fact that there's a virus is a massive blocker bug that needs to get filed. And if they haven't found out about it yet, they must have missed something big in the regression, because this seems like things are going south really fast. So I'm going to make a coding, magic roll, which is just as a utility functionality to just break out and essentially send an email directly to the QA department and let them know there is a virus in the system, and I need you to contact me as soon as you can, as soon as you get this kind of thing. Okay. So Just a straight up coding roll and one purple because it's just a utility spell.
Okay.
Guys,
Sounds
everything is
good.
great. Graphics are good, but I almost died, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on?
Awesome.
AI difficulty is really weak ass in the grid stuff. I mean, we beat them with trickery and brooms. Come on.
Gotta be smarter than this.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So it looks like you're able to get through using some of that user knowledge. You know that sometimes some programs don't even figure out how are you able to communicate and connect and do all these other kind of things. So you're able to get in there. Really soon. You get a notice from that QA saying, do you have a some kind of copy of the virus that we can see what we're trying to contain, and maybe with that one advantage we can say that you're able to find something from the medical staff as they were talking with Ballista, some kind of copy of it that you're able to send to the QA tester or to the
I can give them reproduction steps.
yeah okay, that sounds good. And after a little bit you get a response back saying, I think we've got the virus contained. Looks like it was a really tricky one. Really hard to locate and find, but I think we've got everything contained. Shouldn't be any more spreads.
That's a huge relief.
0 days.
They ask you, it's like, do you know where this started from? Do you know where this came from? I mean,
yeah, we don't know the origin point yet.
Okay.
But think of me as your man on the inside. I'll hunt it down. Going on a bug hunt.
Sweet. Okay, awesome.
Oh yeah, also elevate my user privileges.
Candle, you just got 100 XP you can now spend.
Sweet.
Make me an administrator, dang it.
It all goes into coding.
All right, so let's see. Dev, Noel, and Patch, would you guys like to do any final check here as you're starting to figure out a few things?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go, Patch?
That answered all my questions so far, so go ahead.
All right. So I think what I want to do, or Dev Null wants to do, is by telling his story of getting sent to the games to the other subsystems in a charming way. I'm trying to win them over in a friendly manner. To convince them to hamper the operations of the forces that are sending people to the games, and not like directly attacking them, but like delivering shipments a little slow, or picking up shipments a little slow, or leaving their trash there an extra day, and basically deprioritizing their work in favor of other work. So it's not an overt action against them, but it's definitely going to have an impact when viewed from a large scale thing. So, a death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing.
Cool. All right. So what kind of skill are you thinking here?
So I think that's going to be a charm roll, and because I'm good at it.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know what the difficulty would be, or if there would be any advantages or setback, or because I know I get 2 boosts just because of the code things there, but
let's just make it an average difficulty. So 2 purple.
Okay. And I do have the ability to remove 2 setback dice, but I would say that it would make sense to add at least a setback die, because nobody wants to go against these goons.
Right.
So I'll add that setback die, and we'll see what happens. It should remove it.
Okay.
Here goes. I just like rolling dice. Oh, and nobody likes.
Holy cow!
That's terrible. That's terrible.
What a way to end.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. I guess.
All right. So what happens here?
no.
Looks like they're not charmed. They're not listening to you.
I guess they were kind of hoping I did get Derezzed in the game, so fair enough.
Oh,
I'll
you,
do
you
it
made it
myself.
back, huh? Oh, great.
Oh, great. Oh, you're back. Oh, man. I mean, oh, great, you're back. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Oh, we got rid of him.
Yep. Well, I know what you did last cycle, so that's
Okay,
it for
cool.
me.
And with that advantage, we'll pass a boost maybe on to Patch for his last thing. Anything, Patch, you want to do?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Okay,
Everybody else did all the heavy lifting for all my questions.
awesome. Okay, well, after a few cycles, you meet back up with Mathis. He shares what he went through at the medical facility as they were trying to find this code, and how strange it was that he had this thing in him. Has no idea where it came from, but it sounds like different places across the grid in Gallum. I guess just across Gallum City, where things were happening like this, they have stopped. They haven't proceeded anymore, and it just seems like a strange thing that might have happened that Mathis has no idea. How it really came to be. So, but you guys are able to continue on with your work. Some more hunting on making sure things are safe in the grid, as it seems like more and more sentries and blackguards continue to circle around Gallum City even more. They don't seem to be causing much problems, but just the majority of them that are continuing to show up day after day are causing programs to have a little bit of a concern. And with that, we will go ahead and end our adventure. Everybody, go ahead and take 25 XP if you would like to continue upgrading your character. Thanks again so much.